After the just concluded September international break, I learned a few things about international football during the World Cup qualifiers that was going on across the globe. I saw some teams that aren't really known for football dominate qualifier standings, and some with very high footballing heritage struggle. I saw some teams find their feet once again, and with some teams, things just doesn't seem to change. Why have some teams always been good at football? How did some teams all of a sudden become competitive? Can your country one day be good at football? Today, we're finding out what makes a football national team good or bad. The first and obvious reason is population. Obviously, this doesn't apply in all cases, as the countries with the highest populations tend to be the worst at football. But between countries that do have a shot, population tends to play a role, albeit not a huge one, in my opinion. Because once the country has gotten to a certain amount, it really doesn't tend to matter anymore. But countries with tinier populations like micronations tend to struggle to string up a good national team because there's just a smaller population to pull from. This doesn't mean the larger the population, the more likely a team is to be good at football. It just means countries with really tiny populations might struggle with putting together a solid football team. At a certain population mark and above, it doesn't really make much of a difference. But that's just one of the reasons a country might be terrible at football. The next two reasons I believe play a more important role on why countries struggle internationally and why some countries with the highest population struggle internationally. The second reason is government, investment, and infrastructure. I jumble these three together because I believe they go hand in hand. Developed countries with good infrastructure and, most importantly, investment in youth and grassroots level tend to do better in international football. A lot of football analysts attribute Morocco's success in 2022 World Cup to their investments in their sports sector. Between 2023 and 2026, Morocco will be hosting about 7 African footballing competitions. It's no mystery why we tend to see many West Africans represent European countries and be major players in that country's success in international football, while their country of origin struggle in the FIFA rankings. These countries are underdeveloped and have a neglected and dysfunctional sports sector. But it's not all about throwing money into your country's football sector. It's about investing right. Just like West and North Africa, Turkey is a country with lots of big diaspora names in other European countries, but failed to level internationally with other European giants whilst having a large population and a decent government. But whilst they've thrown money into their footballing sector, it seems like they might be going about it the wrong way by trying to rival big European football leagues through splashing on big foreign names in Europe to help aid their league's competitiveness on the continental stage, rather than investing in youth football. Investing in youth football and football infrastructure is the best way countries with talented players can be competitive internationally. We saw Portuguese and Belgian golden generation emerge when a bunch of national youth talents from said countries burst into the scene. So with adequate and proper investment into the sport, we can see some teams that were almost invincible in international football begin to mount podiums. Number 3 might be a controversial one, but I do believe genetics and phenotype does play a role in why some countries are better at football and some just aren't. I hate to get into race genetics, but it's no secret that some people's phenotypical build, shaped by genetics and their ancestral physical environment, makes them more suited for certain activities than others. Whether it's East Africans with their lighter lower body build and adaptation to altitude making them more suitable for endurance sports, or West Africans and their diaspora in the Americas with their fast twitch muscle fibers, advantageous for sprinting and jumping, or Northern and Central Europeans with their larger average body frames, making them more suitable for strength-based sports like weightlifting. Genetics undeniably plays a part. It's no mystery why we barely, if ever, see anyone of South Asian origin in the Premier League or make the English national team, even whilst having the highest immigration rates to the UK, or why European teams are packed with people of West African and North African descent. And it might not even be a case of priorities or interest in other fields like education and technology. Everybody plays sports, and if you check the English cricket team right now, there are about 3 or more people of South Asian descent. So this might just explain why some countries just seem to never make the World Cup or rank high in international rankings. And the last reason is just interest in the sport. Some countries might not have any issues with the reasons listed above, but simply not just care about the sport. A good popular example will be the United States of America. While interest in football has been rapidly growing in recent years, It still ranks as about the fifth most popular sport in the US. Kids, especially male children, would rather play other sports than football. Looking at how successful the United States women's national team has been, it's proof that the US has the ability to be one of the best teams in the world if the sport is prioritized like it is in Europe, Africa, and South America. While the country prioritizes the more popular sports for the males, they reserve the less popular one for the females, and the females have dominated. So if a country just doesn't care about the sport, it'll be very difficult to be good at it. But what do you think might be other reasons countries struggle internationally? Do you think the reasons given in this video are valid? Drop your opinions in the comment below, and I'll see you in our next video.